Welcome back to part 2 of our deep dive into the dramatic downfalls of billionaires who destroyed their own empires. In part 1, we uncovered the incredible stories behind the collapses of Enron, Ratner's Group, Chesapeake Energy, Quinn Group, and Kingfisher Airlines. If you thought those tales were astonishing, get ready for even more shocking revelations. In this episode, we'll explore the high-profile collapses of 5 more business titans whose decisions led their companies to ruin. Meet Eike Batista, once Brazil's richest man, whose optimistic projections and poor management led to the downfall of his company, OGX. Learn about Mike Pearson's risky strategies at Valeant Pharmaceuticals, which drove the company into financial turmoil and resulted in a massive devaluation. We'll delve into the scandalous story of Travis Kalanick, whose aggressive leadership style at Uber fostered a toxic culture and led to his ouster. Discover how Adam Neumann's grandiose vision for WeWork resulted in a spectacular implosion, costing billions and shaking investor confidence to the core. Finally, we'll uncover the rise and fall of Elizabeth Holmes, the Silicon Valley prodigy who promised to revolutionize healthcare with Theranos, but ended up embroiled in one of the biggest frauds in history. These stories are filled with ambition, hubris, and the high-stakes drama of corporate collapses. Each case offers valuable lessons on the perils of unchecked ambition and the consequences of ethical lapses in the business world. Stay tuned as we unravel the captivating details behind these infamous downfalls. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a moment of this riveting series. Let's dive into the next chapter of Rise and Ruin: How Billionaires Destroyed Their Own Empires. Eike Batista, once the richest man in Brazil and among the wealthiest in the world, founded OGX in 2007 with grand ambitions to dominate the oil and gas sector. Batista, a charismatic and flamboyant entrepreneur, attracted massive investments by promising significant oil reserves and production capabilities. His bold projections and larger-than-life personality convinced many that OGX would become a major player in the global energy market. At its peak, OGX's market valuation soared, and Batista's personal fortune was estimated to be around $30 billion, making him a symbol of Brazil's economic rise. However, Batista's overly optimistic projections proved to be his undoing. As time passed, OGX failed to deliver on its promises of substantial oil production. The company's wells produced far less oil than anticipated, and operational challenges further hampered its performance. Investors, initially swayed by Batista's confidence, began to lose faith as the true state of OGX's prospects became evident. In 2013, OGX filed for bankruptcy, marking one of the largest corporate collapses in Latin American history. The company's failure wiped out billions of dollars in investor value and decimated Batista's fortune. Once celebrated as a symbol of entrepreneurial success, Batista faced legal troubles, including charges of insider trading and corruption, culminating in his arrest. The dramatic rise and fall of Eike Batista and OGX serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the consequences of failing to deliver on lofty promises. Mike Pearson, a former McKinsey & Company consultant, became CEO of Valeant Pharmaceuticals in 2008 and quickly implemented an aggressive growth strategy that transformed the company. Instead of focusing on research and development, Pearson emphasized acquiring other pharmaceutical companies and dramatically increasing the prices of their existing drugs. This approach initially paid off, with Valeant's stock price soaring and its market valuation reaching over $80 billion by 2015. Pearson was praised as a visionary who had disrupted the traditional pharmaceutical model, and Valeant became a favorite on Wall Street. However, the sustainability of Pearson's strategy came into question as the company's practices drew increasing scrutiny. The dramatic price hikes on essential medications sparked outrage from the public, healthcare providers, and politicians. Additionally, reports surfaced of dubious accounting practices and the use of specialty pharmacies to boost sales figures artificially. These revelations triggered investigations by federal agencies, including the SEC. As the extent of Valeant's financial engineering and unethical practices became clear, investor confidence plummeted. The company's stock price collapsed, wiping out billions in market value. Under immense pressure, Valeant's board removed Pearson as CEO in 2016. The company rebranded itself as Bausch Health Companies and has since struggled to rebuild its reputation and stabilize its business operations, highlighting the perils of prioritizing short-term gains over ethical and sustainable business practices. If you've made it this far, consider taking a moment to subscribe to our channel. Subscribing is absolutely free, and you can always change your mind. We have a wealth of financial insights and exciting discussions lined up for you. Your support not only helps us reach a broader audience, but also motivates us to continue creating high-quality content that educates and empowers viewers like you. So, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, and join us on this journey towards financial empowerment. Thank you for being a part of our community. Travis Kalanick co-founded Uber in 2009, revolutionizing the transportation industry with a simple yet transformative idea: connecting riders with drivers through a smartphone app. Under Kalanick's leadership, Uber rapidly expanded across the globe, becoming synonymous with ride-sharing and disrupting traditional taxi services. By 2016, Uber had grown into a multi-billion-dollar company, operating in hundreds of cities worldwide and reshaping urban transportation. Kalanick was hailed as a brilliant entrepreneur, known for his aggressive growth strategies and relentless drive to dominate the market. However, Kalanick's leadership style, characterized by its aggressiveness and often ruthless competitiveness, began to unravel as Uber scaled. Reports of a toxic company culture emerged, including allegations of widespread sexual harassment, discrimination, and unethical business practices. Kalanick himself was implicated in several controversies, including a viral video showing him berating an Uber driver and accusations of fostering a workplace environment that tolerated misconduct. These scandals culminated in an internal investigation led by former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, which confirmed the toxic culture and recommended significant changes. Investor confidence plummeted and pressure mounted for a change in leadership. In June 2017, Kalanick resigned as CEO, forced out by Uber's major investors. His departure marked a significant turning point for Uber, which has since sought to repair its image and implement a more sustainable and ethical business model. Adam Neumann co-founded WeWork in 2010, envisioning it as a revolutionary company that would transform the way people work. WeWork offered shared workspaces and a sense of community to freelancers, startups, and large enterprises alike. Neumann's charismatic leadership and bold vision rapidly attracted investors, and the company expanded at an astonishing pace. By 2019, WeWork had grown into a global network of co-working spaces, with a valuation soaring to $47 billion, making it one of the most valuable startups in the world. Neumann was celebrated as a visionary entrepreneur, embodying the exuberant spirit of Silicon Valley. However, beneath the surface of WeWork's meteoric rise lay a multitude of issues stemming from Neumann's leadership. His extravagant lifestyle, which included lavish parties, private jets, and personal expenses charged to the company, raised eyebrows among investors. Neumann's decision-making also came under scrutiny. He pursued aggressive expansion without clear profitability, and his erratic behavior further alarmed stakeholders. The situation reached a tipping point when WeWork filed for an IPO in 2019. The IPO filing exposed significant financial losses and a convoluted corporate structure, leading to intense scrutiny and plummeting investor confidence. Reports of Neumann's alleged self-dealings, such as leasing properties he owned to WeWork, compounded the controversy. The IPO was ultimately shelved, and WeWork's valuation plummeted to a fraction of its peak. Amid mounting pressure from investors, Neumann resigned as CEO, marking a dramatic fall from grace and leaving WeWork struggling to regain stability and investor trust. Elizabeth Holmes, a Stanford University dropout, founded Theranos in 2003 with the ambitious goal of revolutionizing the healthcare industry. She promised that Theranos' innovative blood testing technology could run a wide array of tests using just a few drops of blood, a claim that, if true, would make diagnostic testing faster, cheaper, and more accessible. Holmes quickly became a Silicon Valley darling, raising over $700 million from investors and achieving a peak valuation of $9 billion for Theranos. She was often compared to tech luminaries like Steve Jobs and graced the covers of numerous magazines, touted as the youngest self-made female billionaire. However, the facade of Theranos' success began to crumble in 2015 when investigative journalist John Carreyrou of the Wall Street Journal published a series of articles revealing that the company's technology was not only flawed, but also incapable of delivering on its promises. It was uncovered that Theranos had been using commercially available machines for most of its tests, contrary to its claims of revolutionary proprietary technology. As more whistleblowers came forward and regulatory bodies scrutinized the company's practices, it became evident that Holmes and her partner, Ramesh Sunny Balwani, had engaged in extensive deception to secure funding and partnerships. This scandal led to criminal charges against Holmes and Balwani for wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. By 2018, Theranos had dissolved, marking one of the most dramatic falls from grace in Silicon Valley history. As we conclude part 2 of our series on billionaires who destroyed their own empires, we've seen how even the most visionary leaders can falter under the weight of their own ambitions and missteps. From Elizabeth Holmes's fraudulent promises at Theranos to Adam Neumann's grandiose mismanagement of WeWork, these stories serve as powerful reminders of the fine line between success and failure. Travis Kalanick's aggressive leadership at Uber may have propelled the company to new heights, but it also fostered a toxic culture that led to his downfall. Mike Pearson's risky strategies at Valeant Pharmaceuticals showed how unsustainable business practices can result in financial disaster. Eike Batista's optimistic projections and poor management decisions turned his booming empire into a cautionary tale. These stories highlight the complex interplay of innovation, ambition, and ethics in the business world. They remind us that even the most promising ventures can be derailed by poor decisions and ethical lapses. As we reflect on these high-profile collapses, it's clear that the journey to success requires not just vision and drive, but also integrity and sound judgment. Thank you for joining us in exploring these captivating stories of rise and ruin. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.